This is my son's bedroom. In this video I will show you how to make a room look fantastic, even if the bones are quite underwhelming. Architecturally, there's not much going on for this room. Cheap laminate floors, mirror doors that would look more in place in a dance studio, low ceiling height, etc. The dark wood ceiling is original to the building and something that will dictate some of my design choices. It's quite dark and would look out of place, out of balance, if the whole interior was very light in color. The fact that the home was built in 1968 and represents the MCM style also needs to be taken into consideration. So let's get started. I bought this single roll of wallpaper from a local Facebook group years ago. So I'm going to make do with one roll and make an arch on the wall for behind the bed. I want to use the existing straight edge of the wallpaper as much as possible. That means I need to make the width of the arch match the width of the wallpaper. With the measurements marked, I refined the curve to what I thought was going to look good. Once I was happy with the arch, I cut the template out. Then I cut out the 3 pieces of wallpaper, traced the arch on them and cut it out following the line really carefully. To attach the wallpaper arch on the wall, I started by measuring where I want the middle to be. This is traditional wallpaper, so I painted the wall glue on the wall and placed my first piece in, making sure it was level. Then I continued with the edge pieces matching the top of the curve first. I spread the glue on a bit wider than my arch to make sure the edges attach super well, and just made sure I wiped the excess off with water. I used less than half a roll, so I imagine one roll would be enough for a bigger bed. These matching nightstands were just €5 each. All I did was change the pulls to something a little bit more modern. This upholstered bed I made in a previous video from a free IKEA bed frame. This modern curtain rod from IKEA is a suitable match for the age and style of the building. My son likes to sleep in a very dark room, so I got these blackout curtains. I hemmed them after hanging to make sure the height was perfect. These lights were $12.50 each and I'm placing one on both nightstands. The light coming through is too harsh for the eyes though, so I took some regular printing paper and made diffusers out of them. I spotted this ceiling light for free. It's a flush mount and a bit outdated, so I'm going to turn it upside down and make it into a pendant light. I got this tropical hibiscus from Facebook Marketplace for €20. The branches were leggy and growing downwards. I suspect the plant had been quite far from the window and not getting enough light. The main stem is nice and sturdy though, so I cut off most of the branches to reset the plant. It came in this plastic planter and it's not very pretty. However, it's a self-watering planter and those really are the best kind for plant health. So for that, I decided to keep it. Instead, I will just make a fabric cover for it, and since it's a child's bedroom, I thought stripes would be fun. The plant looks really bad, but I'll show you later how well it's already doing. Then there's this big guy that I spotted for free. It had been neglected for years, left in a pot too small and kept in a dark room. What I have found though is that big old plants are resilient. They can go through a lot and still pull through. I had to break the pot to get the plant out, and oh, what I found. The bottom part is supposed to be the water reservoir, but it was only roots. When I picked it up, it had already lost most of its leaves, but now it's going to lose most of its roots too. It looks really sad now, but wait till the end to see the change. I've really been struggling to find a rug for this room. I need a big one and there's nothing big used. I've been looking and looking. I've also looked at new ones several times, but the prices are just too high. So when I found this rug for 70% off, I got it. The only problem was the biggest available size was still too small. I'm going to combine two rugs into one to get the size I need. I started out by deciding how I wanted to combine them. The rug came in 3 colors, so originally I wanted to make a scalloped edge by cutting a smaller rug in contrasting color. Unfortunately, the problem with this was that even though the rug would have been bigger, the dimensions would have not been ideal. I wanted a square rug for this room. If you have a rug with this felt backing, that's usually a good indicator it can be cut. For a clean look, find a part and carefully cut from there. This might look crazy, but to attach the two rugs, I'm using duct tape. There will be furniture on the rug to help hold it in place, and every time you walk over the seam, it will just press the tape tighter onto the backing. The floor material is even quite slippery, but the big sturdy rug still holds its place. You could put a rug pad under for extra hold, but this won't need it. I will update you on how this rug holds up, so if you're interested to know, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So sometimes things don't go as planned when you buy secondhand. I bought this IKEA Elvarli unit and quickly realized it was missing several pieces, and therefore it wasn't going to work for what I bought it for. Luckily, my son really liked the look of the cabinet, and even though I really don't want this much open storage in a kid's room, it's going here for now. Okay, it's getting closer to the reveal, so let's make the bed. I'm using 2 IKEA mattresses I already had for a thicker looking mattress, so I made a fitted sheet that will cover both of them. I thrifted this blanket about 20 years ago for €2. These IKEA blackout roller blinds are a pain to use because when they're up we can't reach them. To fix that, I'm making some pulls for them from things I already had in my craft stash. I'm tempted to use something beautiful like this Thrifted watercolor, but this is a room for a lively 8-year-old boy. So instead I'm choosing something more playful and fun. This is a fantastic self-portrait by my son and it's got all the right colors too. I'm going to pair it with this gorgeous poster by David Hockney. It's got the colors and equally as importantly a similar carefree and playful feel. It's from this art book that cost me €3 at a thrift store and it's a perfect example that art doesn't have to cost that much. Last but not least, I'm framing this little watercolor I painted of my son's most beloved plushie, Mimi. I'm placing this MCM armchair next to the bed. This will be where we read bedtime stories for our son. I got this chair for free and reupholstered it in a previous video. If you want to see more makeovers, please subscribe to my channel. Here's a little sneak peek of this gorgeous cabinet I got for free. It's going to be a part of a budget-savvy kitchen makeover. I have so many makeovers lined up and lots of smaller DIYs in between them too.